What's going on, guys? Evan the Xenogears enthusiast here, bringing you a little gameplay commentary after a couple of frustrating matches. I took a big break from Modern Warfare 3 due to just the frustration factor, and I decided to try to get back into it tonight, and I would be lying to say if it went that well. My favorite weapon class, the LMGs, are pretty much trashy on this game, and anyone that tells you otherwise is lying or selling something. They have the slowest ADS, a terrible run walk speed, reasonably good damage that pales to the Type 95 and the FM9 overpowered crap pistols, and considering the size of the maps, the SMGs just rush you down and annihilate you because of their fast move speed. It's terrible. I'm not here to harp on LMGs. I love LMGs. They're just really bad in this game. I tweeted Robert Bowling and didn't get a reply about why he made them so bad. I didn't load the question. I just said, Robert, or 402 at the time, why do LMGs have damage drop-off? Because even in the unlikely event you can get your opponent at long range on these humongous maps, it won't matter because the drop-off pretty much ensures that it's going to be unimpressive. Still using the assault kill streaks, probably the worst of the set. I mean, if you're going to build big streaks, the specialist one is probably a little more powerful, considering all the good assault kill streaks get shot down really easily by people like me rocking the Stinger. Which has always been a problem with kill streaks, is they're easy to shoot down. I mean, UAV and Predator are always strong choices, but after that, options get kind of limited. Oop, my phone just went off. 3, 4, 5 is probably your best bet, as sad as that is, just because they're easy to get, you can cycle through them quickly, and Care Package occasionally just lets you lock into something really good, which they'll probably shoot down, but they would have shot it down even if you earned it. Attack Heli is pretty fun, too, just because on the off chance they don't, ooh, bam. On the off chance they do not shoot it down, it'll actually fetch you enough kills to make it worth your time. Anyway, enough ranting about the LMGs. Understand they're bad. This is an LMG strategy video, and I am going to actually talk about the strategy. Just recognize that there's no tips I can give you that will make these weapons a good choice. The maps are too small, the damage drop-off is stupid, the SMGs are too strong, the assault rifles are more accurate, and they're pretty much tied for damage, and you rock really slow, and your reload is really slow. The only advantage LMGs have in this game is you have an enormous clip. Now, with that said, we'll get to the actual strategy of using these. I'm using the MK46, I believe it's called. It's MK something or other. It's the third LMG unlocked, and in my opinion, probably the third best. Now, having used all the LMGs, I think the L86 is the strongest choice, closely followed by the M60E, which probably would be the best but didn't have such lousy irons, and then ending with the MK. The PKP, I think, is pretty much trash. I mean, people like it, but I don't. I think it's terrible. I'm rocking the red dot optic. I was trying it out for this gameplay, and this turned out to be a pretty decent game for an LMG. You know, as sad as that is, but yeah, I liked it a lot. But the dot is fine. Dots are always good, but the LMG's irons are actually pretty solid on this gun. Now they're really narrow, so you have to get your shots lined up really well, and it's hard to track because of this tiny iron, but if you can get them inside the iron, you're going to hit them. For attachments, rapid fire didn't really work. I've tried rapid fire on all the LMGs because someone requested I try it. The rapid fire was only really good on the M60E. Check out that little line of sight there. Most people don't know about that, but I'll try rapid fire on the M60E when the time comes. In the meantime, for this, I recommend kick for the proficiency because accuracy is everything. Kick and grip, really, it's a boring setup to use, but it's probably the strongest. This weapon has a little bit of recoil, enough that it can throw you off sometimes, and the view kick can be frustrating, so... Oh, got him. That guy kind of screwed up there. Yeah, the view kick can be kind of frustrating, it can throw you off. The proficiency that reduces kick, focus, or something like that, I think it's focus, that's okay, but you really should be trying to shoot at people who aren't shooting back at you, as sad as it is to say. This weapon just lends itself to gunning people down before they see you. The perk setup has to be quick draw. Sadly, all LMGs sort of demand quick draw, which makes marksman your worst enemy. Of course, marksman's also a great strength for you. Where you run into trouble is people with assassin and marksman, where they get the highlighted name at a huge distance, and you do not. So, kind of get to free kill you there. It's like pretty much like having thermal, only it's not nearly as bad. With that said, stability is an okay proficiency. I had on my last prestige on this thing. I didn't do any commentaries with it though. Not having sway is pretty nice. The idle sway on this is substantial, but in this game you probably shouldn't pre-scope one spot for too long anyway. So I would just roll with kick for sure. Keep the kick on it, and kick grip, keep it boring, keep it good. If you really want to use a proficiency, then Or if you really want to use something different than rock attachments, of course, put the grip and whatever else you want. I think any other attachments really benefit this weapon too much. You shouldn't need a bigger clip justifying the extended mag. And of course, one thing that boosts the performance of all LMGs, this is something I want to talk about, is motion sensor. The motion sensor is excellent for locating enemies in, pretty much in your general vicinity, but the trick is, with using the motion sensor for the LMG class, it's not to use it to protect you so much as throw the motion tracker in front of you or behind you in a high traffic area you're not watching. My personal preferred strategy is I actually like to put the motion tracker in an area where it sort of watches the higher, like if I'm up here on this building, for example, there's two important lines of sight. This one, and then on the other side, which would watch the tunnel in the front middle, and this will watch the back middle, and kind of cut people off that might come out of A. I like to put the motion tracker where I expect more traffic, and then go sort of visually watch with less traffic. Because if you sort of leave yourself in a place where you can see them, they can likely find or see you, and with marksman being so prevalent in this game, and the LMG's inherent need to run a very restricted quick draw for the second perk, kind of forces you to stay out of the common lines of sight. So visually you want to be peeking at the low traffic area to try to catch the people that try to go around with their LMG flanking class or their ACR suppressed, and then use the motion sensor on the front side to go up and engage the enemy whenever you need to. Places to control on this map, Bakaara, because I should probably talk about how to play Bakaara. This is actually one of the better LMG maps. There is some long shots. While the LMGs really aren't that great at long shots anymore, because of the damage drop-off, which is what made them so good at range before, they're still much better at long and close range because the weapon maneuverability is so low. You walk slow and you turn slow, and you still have a huge clip, like I said, for that sustained fire on people you identify and cover or to control important positions. This map has some important positions. The issue is, like, A flag is the worst flag to have because you spawn it with not a lot of cover that's like usable, and your lines of sight out of this flag are insubstantial at best. You want to control any other flag than A and guard it. B doesn't really have, because the map is like sort of rectangular, with B kind of sticking out in a little area onto its side. So if you're a B, you can shoot into the rectangle, but you don't see the corners, which people seem to spend a lot of time at. So don't try to control A. I recommend B and C. If you have, probably the best place on this map. Sorry, discussion problems. Probably the best spot on the map is the long walkway coming out of A. If you can control that, you get to control the entire front section in the middle. You can directly walk up to C and fight for C or defend C, and you can gun down people taking that little alleyway that people take out of A sometimes. It really is a nice spot. If you put the motion tracker sort of down towards C so you can pick people up coming into C or coming in that entrance, clay the steps that come up, that's a really nice spot to set up. One of the better LMG spots in the game, really. Now I flubbed this up. This is my fault. Get Simtext here. Yeah. Makes me wish I could run Blast Shield like every game, like every couple games where I know it's going to be necessary. I kind of get spawn screwed a lot on this game. I feel like my score would have been much more substantial if people didn't keep spawning on me when we were trapped on A. I thought that was pretty unfortunate. The spawns didn't flip me over to C so I could free cap a flag, but, what can you do? The other things of noteworthy in Bakaara are the building that overlooks C and looks in towards the middle. While everyone looks at it, you get to kill the people that, for some reason, there's like 2 people every game that jump on the minigun, probably trying to get the title. So you get to kill people on the minigun easily from the building that overlooks C. You get to defend C. You get to shoot at pretty much anybody coming up through the middle right side. It's a pretty compelling spot also. Those are probably your best 2 spots on the map. Everything towards B side is kind of a weak position to defend, so I don't really recommend it. But you gotta make do with what you have. I mean, sometimes when playing the LMG, you just have to duck behind whatever cover you see and just kind of slowly force your way out, which is what I failed to do this game. That's Bakaara in a nutshell. Enjoy commentating this game, and apologize for all the negativity surrounding the LMGs. I'm just really frustrated they're not stronger. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope you'll stay tuned for future commentaries I put out. More Dark Souls coming, and probably Modern Warfare 3 as well. I'm going to try to do a Modern Warfare 3 a week and a Dark Souls a week. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.